Bismillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbi yassir wa la tu'assir wa tammim bil khair. Subhanallah, we are going to start lesson number 6 today. And of course, that is ذَلِكَ فَضْلُ اللَّهِ يُؤْتِيهِ مَن يَشَاءُ. That is only the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we have reached at this level. And inshallah, we will continue learning. In this lesson, we are going to learn about feminine, al-mu'annath, and ismul ishara lil qarib. We have learned hadha, that means this, and we know that it is used for masculine. And in this lesson, inshallah, we are going to learn about hadhihi, which is used for feminine and has the same meaning. It means this, but it is used for feminine. So when we have a nominal sentence and we want to say this is a boy, we say hadha waladun. And when we want to say this is the girl, now we can see that the gender has changed. So that's why we have to use hadhihi. So it will be hadhihi bintun. So for a boy, we say hadha waladun. And for a girl, we say hadhihi bintun. Now we remember that when we started our journey of learning like the basic concepts, we started with the 4 properties of the noun. We started with capacity, that a noun can be indefinite, nakira, or definite marifa. Similarly, we have learned that a noun can be masculine or feminine. So there are only 2 genders in Arabic, and we have learned in detail. And inshallah, in the beginning of each lesson, we will have a brief, background of what we have learned so that we get used to it. So only 2 genders, al-madhakkaru, which is called masculine, and then we have al-mu'annathu, which is called feminine. So it is called gender or al-jins. Now we have learned already that every noun in Arabic is masculine. So that means if every noun is masculine, so that means we don't need to bother about it. The only thing that we need to focus on is the feminine, right? So the first thing that we have learned already is the real gender, al-mu'annath al-haqiqi. And what is that, the real gender? That it has a female counterpart, and it is for like humans and animals. For example, we say abun, a father, and the female counterpart for abun is ummun, a mother, ibnun, a son, and ibnatun, a daughter, hisanun, a horse, and farasun, a mare. So that's number 1 that we have learned already. So what we will do now, inshallah, whatever we keep on learning, we will add it to the list so that we can complete our list and we can complete everything about al-mu'annath or about feminine. The second one that we learned was that words that end with a rounded ta or atta al-marbuta, they are also feminine. For example, salatun, a prayer, or so basically prayer, jannatun, paradise, zakatun, charity, ummatun, a nation, and baqaratun, a cow. And exceptions are always there, that some words they end with ta marbuta, but they can be masculine. For example, khalifatun, usamatu, and hamzatu. And we know that inshallah with the passage of time, we will learn more about it, like why it happens. We know that like Hamza and Osama, they are the masculine names, so that's why they cannot be feminine. And inshallah about Khalifatun, when we proceed further, we will learn more about it. In today's lesson, point number 3 that we are going to learn, that human body parts that are in pairs, they are feminine. So the human body parts that are in pairs, they are feminine. Number 1 is the real gender. Number 2, the nouns that end with atta al-marbuta. And number 3, as we can see over here, this is the addition to our list, that the body parts that are in pairs. For example, yadun, hand, and of course we have 2 hands. So because it is in pair, that's why in Arabic it is feminine. It will be al-mu'annathu. Similarly, aynun, we have 2 eyes, aynan, so that's why it is also feminine. Rijlun and rijlani, we have 2 legs, and that's why they are feminine. And udhunun, ear, is also feminine, and 2 will be udhanani. Now please remember, whether we use it as singular or we use it as dual, it will be feminine. For example, yadun means a hand, right? Yadun means a hand, and yadani means two hands. So whether we talk about one hand or two hands, and they will be feminine in Arabic. Yadun is feminine, Ainun is feminine, Rijlun is feminine, Udhunun is feminine. And inshallah, when we learn more about the rest of the body parts, we will come to know that whether they are masculine or feminine. If they are not in pairs, that means they are masculine. For example, Ra'sun, head. So this is masculine. Anfun, nose, it is masculine. Famun, mouth, it is masculine. And similarly, Wajhun is also masculine. Al-Mudhakkaru, because it is singular. So all the body parts that are single, they are masculine, and all the body parts that are dual, or that are in pairs, I should say, and they are feminine in Arabic language. So this is the addition to the list. That is the third point that we need to know about feminine. Now, how to make feminine from some nouns? It's very simple, to be honest, how to make feminine from some nouns or from some adjectives. So basically what we do, for example, we say we have a masculine noun. For example, we have mudarrisun, that means a teacher. Mudarrisun is teacher. And if you want to make feminine, what we will do, we will add ta marbuta to that, and it becomes mudarrisatun. So what we have to add only ta marbuta, and it becomes feminine. So mudarrisun is masculine, and when we add ta marbuta to that, it becomes feminine. One more thing that we need to remember: ta marbuta, or the rounded ta, always takes a fatha before it. Again, ta marbuta always takes a fatha before it. There can never be a dhamma or kasra before it. So we need to remember this. Number one, when we add a ta marbuta to a noun, it changes from masculine to feminine. And number two, we have to put fatha before it. That is a must, because fatha and ta marbuta, they always come together, as we can see over here. So the tanween disappears. For example, it was mudarrisun. The tanween disappears, and we will replace it with fatha, and then we will add ta marbuta to that, and it becomes mudarrisatun. Similarly, talibun, and it becomes talibatun. And we can see again over here that we have to put fatha before it, and after that we have to add ta marbuta. Talibun, student, and female student will be talibatun. Similarly, we have walidun, father, and mother is walidatun. Also, we use the word ummun and also walidatun. And then we have ghazalun, and female will be ghazalatun. And similarly, we have kabirun, and the feminine will be kabiratun. Kabirun and kabiratun. So this is one of the ways of making feminine from masculine nouns or from masculine adjectives. And it's not like we can't really always put ta marbuta. It's not like with all the nouns, but majority of the nouns and adjectives, we have to only add ta marbuta, and before ta marbuta, we have to place fatha. Now, when we talk about al-jumlatul ismiya, nominal sentence, we know that mubtadaun and khabarun, it consists of how many parts? Two parts, subject and predicate. We have learned about mudhakkar, masculine, and we say Muhammadun talibun, subject, predicate. Al-kitabu jadidun, subject, predicate. Kitab is masculine, and jadidun is also masculine. Muhammad is masculine, and talibun is also masculine. So both of them, as we know that subject and predicate, they are equal in gender. They should be equal in gender. So Muhammadun talibun, al-kitabu jadidun, hadha dikun, and similarly dhalika babun. Now, when the gender changes, then we have to also change the subject and the predicate. They should change accordingly. So if the subject is feminine, for example, Fatimatu, then it has to be talibatun. So we have to make it feminine. Why we have to make it feminine? Because subject, mubtadaun, and khabar, predicate, they are equal in gender. So they should have the same gender. We cannot say Fatimatu talibun. That's not possible. That's not possible. So what we have to say? Fatimatu talibatun. Similarly, you want to say the car is new, as-sayyaratu jadidatun. Similarly, you want to say this is a chicken, هذه دجاجة, and you want to say that that is a window, tilka nafidatun, that is a window. So now we can see that dhalika is used for masculine and tilka is used for feminine, lil ba'id, and hada is used for masculine and hadihi is used for feminine, for qareeb, something that is nearby. Now we start our lesson. So of course, like we had to know these things before we start our lesson. And once inshallah we start our lesson now, it will be very easy for you to understand. We have to have the background. Otherwise, really, we might finish the whole lesson in 10-15 minutes, but we may not know what happened exactly. So that's why we need to know all the details. Now, inshallah, it should be easier for us. We know that hadihi, it means this, and it is used for singular feminine. It is a definite noun, and it is used for near distance, something that is nearby. So we know 4 things about it now. Let's begin our lesson. هذا ابن حامد هذا ابن حامد وهذه بنت ياسر. Now here we say Ibn Hamidin. Of course, we should put over here. Yeah. So we say Ibn Hamidin, the son of Hamid. But when we talk about the daughter, then what do we say? We say هذه بنت ياسر. Why we have to put hadihi? Because we know that subject and predicate are equal. So they are equal in gender. So when we have the feminine as predicate, as khabar, then the subject also has to be khabar, or vice versa. Here, because Ibn Hamidin is masculine, that's why the subject has to be masculine. We know that nominal part sentence consists of 2 parts only, subject and predicate, and they are equal in number and gender. We have to focus on gender, and also they are equal in number, as we can see over here. Ibn Hamidin jalisun wa bintu Yasirin waqifatun. Now we see over here Ibn Hamidin, so we say jalisun because it is masculine. But when we talk about bintu Yasirin, then what do we say? Waqifatun, she is standing. So Ibn Hamidin jalisun, the son of Hamid is sitting. Wa means and, bintu Yasirin, the daughter of Yasir, waqifatun is standing. And you know why Hamidin is majroor, right? Does anyone remember why it is majroor? Hamidin and Yasirin, they are majroor. Does anyone remember? Excellent, because they are mudaf ilayh. Yeah, please don't forget about that. So we know that ibnu and bintu, they are used as mudaf, and the noun that is mudaf ilayh is always majroor. Excellent. So these things we need to remember now. Similarly, bintu is used as mudaf, and Yasirin will be mudaf ilayh. And subject is feminine, that's why the predicate has to be feminine. Here, Ibn Hamidin is masculine, and that's why the predicate has to be masculine as well. Okay. So this is the son of Hamid, and this is the daughter of Yasir, and similarly, the son of Hamid is sitting, and the daughter of Hamid is standing. Man hadihi, who is this? So we know that sometimes, please remember that sometimes the position of subject and predicate can change. What does that mean? That sometimes the predicate can come in the beginning of the sentence, and that will be for a specific reason. And we know that man is used to ask a question. So that's why man has to come in the beginning of the sentence. And after that, we have the subject, hadihi. Man hadihi, who is this? And we say, hadihi ukhtul muhandasi. This is the daughter of an engineer. This is the sister of an engineer. Hadihi ukhtul muhandasi. This is the sister of an engineer. So we can see over here that hadihi is subject. It is feminine. That's why the predicate has to be feminine as well. And please remember that when we talk about mudaf ilayh, we only take the first part. We don't talk about the second part. So we have to focus on ukht and not on muhandis, because ukht is feminine. So basically, this one, possessive phrase is combination of 2 words. It is combination of 2 words, but we will always go by the first word. Always by the first word. So basically, we have to focus on ukhtu. So we will say that here, ukht al-muhandasi is predicate, and this is feminine. Ahiya aydan muhandisatun. Now we have here is used to ask a question. Yeah, man hadihi, who is this? And this is sister of the engineer. This is sister of the engineer. And أهي أيضا مهندسة, is she also an engineer? And please remember that أيضا means also. It means also, and it is always used like this. It always comes as mansub. It will come with fathatan. هي أيضا مهندسة. Is she also an engineer? لا, no. هي طبيبة. She is a doctor. No, she is a doctor. سيارة من هذه? Okay, why do I say سيارة من هذه? Does anyone remember? Because man can be used as mudaf ilayh. Man can be used as mudaf ilayh. So sayyaratu is the thing possessed and man is the possessor. So this is mudaf and this is mudafun ilayh. So sayyaratu man hadhihi, whose car is this? Whose car is this? Okay. Then we have hadhihi sayyaratul mudiri. Hadhihi sayyaratul mudiri. This is the car of the manager, or this is the car of the headmaster. It depends, like the person. If he is in a college, we say headmaster, and if he is in a company or working place, we say manager. Okay, why do I say sayyaratul mudiri? Why do I put dhamma over here? Can I put fatha or kasra over here? Is it possible? Yes? No? Okay, why not? Okay, yes, Waqas, why not? All right, yes. Yes, no, I'm asking why do I put as dhamma over here? Because subject and predicate, mubtada and khabarun, both of them are marfu'. They are marfu'. That means they have to take dhamma. Hadhihi is a fixed noun. It's a fixed noun. We cannot put fatha, dhamma, or kasra over here. But sayyaratul mudir is predicate, and predicate has to be marfu'. It means it has to take dhamma. Subject always takes dhamma and predicate always takes dhamma. However, if the subject is a fixed noun, because of khabar, excellent. So because it's a fixed noun, that's why we cannot see dhamma over here, but here we can see it's clear over there. Okay. Then we have ma hadhihi. So we can see the car over here. And then we see ma hadhihi. What is this? And we know that ma is used to ask a question about ghayru aqil, things that are irrational beings, right? So that's why we say ma hadhihi. What is this? And the answer is hadhihi mikwatun. This is an iron. Hadhihi mikwatun. This is an iron. So hadhihi is feminine and mikwatun is feminine. This is subject and this is predicate, and they need to be equal in gender. Please focus over here. Something very important over here. Ad-darrajatu Anasin hadhihi. Is this the bicycle of Anas? Now, you can see over here that hadhihi has come after darrajatu Anasin. So when you look at the translation, it says, is this the bicycle of Anas? Okay. So what if I say hadhihi darrajatu Anasin? If I put hadhihi before or after Hamzatul Wasl or Hamzatul Istifham, in fact, Hamzatul Istifham. If I put hadhihi before or after this over here in this place, then what will happen? This is a very important point. Please note it down carefully. Why do I have to say ad-darrajatu Anasin hadhihi, and why can I not say hadhihi darrajatu Anasin? Why can I not say that? Because when you say hada baytu Bilalin, what does it mean? Hada baytu Bilalin. Okay. So hada is mubtada and baytu Bilalin is khabar. Okay, and the translation will be this is Bilal's house, or this is the house of Bilal. But if I want to ask a question, how will I ask the question? Now look at the position of hada. Now the position of hada will change. It will become abaytu Bilalin hada. Abaytu Bilalin hada. Now Ismul Ishara has to come after mudaf ilayh. Why it has to come after mudaf ilayh? That is the question. Because if it comes before mudaf ilayh, then it becomes subject and predicate. then it becomes a sentence. هذا بيت بلال. And this is Bilal's house. If I say هذا بيت بلال, then the translation will be this is the house of Bilal. So when I say this is the house of Bilal, does it make any sense? In English, when you say this is the house of Bilal, will not make any sense, because you're saying is, and then you're saying this is the house of Bilal. So then the meaning is not clear. So that's why please remember that when we have mudaf mudaf ilayh, then we have to use ismul ishara after that. We have to use ismul ishara after that when we have a question. But when we use ismul ishara in the beginning or before mudaf mudaf ilayh, then it becomes a complete sentence. Now this is a complete sentence, هذا بيت بلال, but this is a different sentence, and this is a question we can see over here. So it will be أبيت بلال هذا, أبيت بلال هذا, is this, and then Bilal's house, yeah. So is this Bilal's house, as we can see over here. So that is very important point, that whenever we have mudaf mudaf ilayh, we need to be careful. We need to be very careful about the position of ismul ishara. Very careful. If it comes before mudaf mudaf ilayh, it becomes a complete sentence. But if you want to ask a question, then you have to put ismul ishara after the possessive phrase, or you have to put it after mudaf mudaf ilayh. I hope inshallah it's clear now. La, no, هذه دراجة عمار. This is the bicycle of Ammar. هذه جديدة. This is new. Now we can see that subject and predicate will be feminine. وَدَرَّاجَةُ أَنَسٍ, and the bicycle of Anas, قديمة, is old. Can I say قديم? Is it possible to say that? قديم? No, why not? Because the raja is feminine. So that's why we have to bring the predicate as feminine as well. Excellent. So both of them need to be feminine. And this is the translation. No, this is Ammar's bicycle. And this is new, and the bicycle of Anas is old. So alhamdulillah, we have learned a lot of new things in today's lesson. We have added one more point to the feminine, and that the human body parts that are in pairs, they are feminine. With most of the nouns, when we add ta marbuta to them, they become feminine, and they have to, ta marbuta always takes fatha before it. And similarly, the use of ismul ishara is very, very important, that whenever we are using it in a question, then we have to use it after mudaf mudaf ilayh, or and not before mudaf mudaf ilayh. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.